Okay, so the next planet we're going to want to add is Earth. So let's add that object up here. Okay, and we're going to add it down here as well. So this is the class. Okay, so we want the actual game object, so add Earth. So its object is going to equal, so we're going to bring in that Earth prefab here, but unlike the sun, it's not just going to be at 0. We want it to be spaced upwards a bit. So Earth prefab. So we're going to do a new vector here, vector 3. So there's going to be no movement on the x, so we want it to go up at y. So let's do 3f, and then 0 for the z. Okay. And then just no rotation, so just a blank quaternion. Once you add in the vector, it wants a rotation. Okay. So now let's add its orbit speed. So add Earth, orbit speed. So that will equal, let's do 5 for now. We can change that later. Then we're going to want to change its scale. So we're going to access that object that we just added. So that object would now be in the game, but we can access it through add Earth. So add Earth dot planet object. Yes, we want the scale. So that wants a vector 3. So it's going to scale on the x, y, and z axis. So new vector 3. So let's do 3. So that's going to be the same for all of those. Okay. So it should go up by 3 on the y. Should have an orbit speed of 5, which we're going to use later. And then it should be a scale of 3. And then once again, we want to add it to the list. Just like that. Actually, let's add the orbit speed for the sun. So we know that that's going to be 0. So let's just say equals 0. There. That should save us some problems later on. Okay, so we're adding Earth. We're instantiating it a little higher. We're setting its speed, and we're scaling it up. And then we add it to the global list there. So let's hop in the Unity inspector and give that a shot. First things first, we need an actual Earth object. So let's just duplicate our sun here. And whoops, not that many times. Just once. Okay, so we'll rename this. Just click and space or shift. We'll call that Earth. Okay, so that's going to need a different color though. So let's add Earth material. And we will obviously give that green. Okay. So that's at 0. Oh, just need to add the material. So let's bring this into our scene. Add our material to it. And then we'll just drag it over top of our Earth prefab, and that should change it. Okay, so we can delete that. So let's just set the reference here to our Earth prefab. First, let's save our scene. Actually, I don't think we did that. So let's go to Scenes, and we'll just call this name. Okay, so let's try hitting play and see what happens. There we go. So we got our sun, we got the Earth, which is apparently bigger than the sun, and we got a little spacing between it too. If we look in here, we can see we have our sun, we have our Earth. So the sun has 0 orbit speed, and the Earth has 5 orbit speed. So that should do it for those 2 planets.